Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the late start. As you can tell, our guest is not here due to unforeseen circumstances. So, as we say in the business, the show must go on. So, without further ado,
Subject to change.
exactly. So, without further ado, we give you the live from the chair with Big Money Exchange with your co-host Big Money Dodge, the host that goes blah 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 factatory,
That guy.
Mr. Forehead, who swears he has a nose and a chin and a mustache, but all we can see
Still
is just
wait.
all that big bold forehead. Moving on, before I even let Forehead talk, we are about to hit a milestone this week, and no, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still not going to tell you which day our 50th episode is on. We are on episode number 40-something. So, with that being said, I now give you the host and the co-host.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show.
What's
Hello,
up?
Big Buddy. How are you tonight?
I'm fine and dandy until I had cotton candy. Oh. How is everybody tonight?
Very good. Uh, so what do you think about the unfortunate news about Mercedes Benz?
How come I haven't heard anything? What happened? She passed?
No, she broke her ankle.
Oh, 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 oh. That,
She
yeah.
she, she was in the middle of a match with Willow Nightingale for the NW or M, NJPW Strong Women's Championship, the
Wow.
first ever, and she went for like a code breaker where she was
Uh-huh.
gonna like do a tornado one off the top rope. So
Mm-hmm.
Willow was on the second turnbuckle on the inside. She was climbing up the top to the top, and she slipped, and she went to kind of like catch herself on the apron, but she missed that too, and all her weight came down like right on her ankle.
Oh.
It's
So
kind of like it's kind of like Nathan and the forehead thing, where we can only see his forehead because everything got squished together.
yeah,
Got it.
but in true uh professional form, she got back in the ring and they tried to do the finish. The referee was completely confused
Yeah.
because it was kind of all blocked off, and I don't think he saw what happened. So
It's
when
it's
when
not
they
easy to
botched the
tell in the business. You can't really tell
yeah,
unless if they give you that look or sign, then you
yep.
know it's legit.
So uh they botched the finish because obviously she couldn't put any weight on her foot,
Right?
and so when Willow went down to cover her, the referee got the two and he stopped because he realized like this isn't supposed to be the end.
Oh, so he called it?
And then I think Willow said something to him because she picked her up because she's strong,
Yeah.
and she kind of delivered a move, and then they counted her out.
Hopefully it wasn't a slam because if it was and she lands on her ankle, that just makes it worse. But I hope she heals and I wow.
So I guess there's some congratulations in that match too, though, because that's the first title that Willow Nightingale's ever won. So
It is I I I applaud her for her first title. I mean, it really sucks when during a show somebody gets injured. It really does suck. I mean, in the profession that I've been in wrestling for about 8 years, a little over now, I witnessed the first gentleman that actually brought me in the business, Amazing Junior, which was a luchador in Southern California, very well known. Um, he did backflip off the second uh, rope and landed and broke 3 bones in his neck and was bleeding internally.
Oh,
And he thought, after he did that flip, he got up, he went to his wife, and then went back in the ring, and then from there he just collapsed. And
dang.
that's the scariest moment I've seen in the profession, and I I owe him everything. I mean, he brought Big Money Dodge into the business, not being trained, not knowing what to do, just a kid that always wanted to be in the business. He let me in. I managed Red Spider, which was a very very big luchador.
Yes, I've seen Red Spider. He's huge.
Yeah, and Amazing Junior's big brother OG Playboy, which without those 3 gentlemen, there would be no Big Money Dodge. I mean, they let me in. Amazing Junior passed the word around, and taught me the ropes. Said you need to get in the ring and train, and so I did. And then he got injured, but injuries, you never know. You just never know during a match. And I get nervous when I see any talent in a match that I'm in, meaning like as a manager, of course, because I'm not getting my ass in there. I'm 41 years old. Are you kidding? But anytime I see a, a wrestler on the top rope, on the middle rope, on the bottom rope, it doesn't matter what rope. If I see him do a flip, I get nervous. I get scared. I'm like, just like, "Ugh, I hope he's
Yeah.
okay." You never
Well,
know
because
in this
there's so
business.
many things that can go wrong when you're doing a backflip like that. If the ropes are not tight enough, or
And that's what it was. Like, literally, you can twist the whole rope and it was just going.
oh,
So
see, that's way too loose.
it was an unsafe ring. It was really an unsafe ring. And he, I want to say he was against Vito. I think it was Vito that he was against for
Wow.
a OCCW tournament that they had. I'll never forget sitting front row and just seeing it, and I'm like, oh god, I know he's hurt. I know he's hurt. And lo and behold, they had to stop the show and rush him. His wife rushed him to the hospital.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So, in the business, any accident, hell, you could even run the ropes and twist an ankle. Anything.
Yep.
It doesn't matter, small or big in the business. An injury is going to happen. You're asking for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
if
I
you
mean, was he okay after he went to the hospital? Or
once he went to the hospital, they found out he was internally bleeding, and thank God for doctors and the technology was enough to save him because
well, that
yeah, it really scared the hell out of everybody in that ring. It was dead silence. Not even the DJ was playing music. And no, I wasn't the DJ.
yeah. The scariest thing I ever saw was actually at a WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania 19, and that was the time that Brock Lesnar, for whatever reason, tried that shooting star press on Kurt Angle,
Oh, okay. I do
and he
recall him.
and he completely missed
Yeah, I
and kind
remember
of
that.
lawn darted himself into the mat.
I do remember that.
Talk about being able to hear a pin drop in a giant stadium.
It was yeah, it was really scary.
Like
Really scary.
everybody just went, what do we do right now? Like,
right? I'll never forget, and I tell all these up and coming stars training. 3 concussions in training for myself.
oh,
One of them was Mikey O'Shea, the
why does that
family
not surprise
guy.
me?
No, I'll never forget that night. Because there was 2 accidents. One, Mikey gave me a concussion. 2, Sir Billy Bonds, I think he messed up his ankle really bad or dislocated something in his leg to the point that very noticeably twisted. So, yeah. And I was all like, so this was a bad idea to train today. I had a migraine, huge headaches for a few weeks, maybe a month because of a concussion.
Oof.
Yeah. And crashing into posts during a show.
Ah,
Not putting my hand in front of that pole. That kind of hurt.
so based on what we've heard about your falls, like when you fell when your old guy hit you, thanks to Mikey O'Shea,
No,
you
then
tend
we're
to
going to
like to
bring that
fall
up.
head first, don't you?
I do like to fall head first. I'm just glad that nobody was sitting in the seat that my head hit because, I mean, yeah, it helped me, but in the long run, could have
That
been
would
a
have hurt
lawsuit.
whoever was in the seat.
Yeah. Speaking about that match, that was a really great match um, with Jimmy, the Real Mayhem, which we are still trying to get updates on him. Please keep him in your prayers. We will keep everybody posted. And Jimmy, we love you wherever you are. And just know that big money exchange, we got plans for you, big guy.
Yeah.
But going back to Mikey versus Jimmy, 2 Goliaths, big men. Mikey, big man. Uh, that match went pretty fast because they were fighting really great. The match was going great. All of a sudden, the ref wasn't really helping, so I had to try to, get in the ring and help. I was trying to get in the ring. That's all I was trying to do to help the ref learn how to count to 1, 2, 3. But he kept pushing me out, saying, "No, you don't belong here." And then Mikey, being Mikey, grabs my beautiful shirt, my like $100 shirt, and says, "I told you not to get in my match." Then all of a sudden, Jimmy comes up, about to deck Mikey. Mikey being Mikey, he moves, and guess who gets hit?
You.
Yeah, the $1 million hit. It hurt. So I got hit by Jimmy, the Real Mayhem. I fell off the apron, hit my head on the seat. Everybody thought, oh, Big Money's dead. Yes. Even the kid that was like trying to shake my head, like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Can we have to call a doctor? And then the match fell outside the ring. The ref counted both men out. And this is when I was blacked out, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then all of a sudden, I finally somehow woke up, and the match was over, and Mikey and Jimmy are still fighting outside the ring, and I'm like, did we win? Did we win? And then here comes Mr. Billy Bonds. And he did the wrong thing, this is why I want to talk to him face to face. Mono e mono. He says, Jimmy, you move on. And then, don't know why Mikey gets to move on. No, the whole point is, after the match, he goes back to TikTok land and loses everything. But, whatever. I'm not a promoter. I'm just a manager, right?
Right.
So, anyways, then I get a call when I come back to my home. Oh, Big Money Dodge, guess what? Since Jimmy moved on, I don't want managers involved in the tournament. I said, you know what? I'm not going to do a thing. I'm going to just sit at my corner like a good boy and just watch. That's all I was going to do. That's all I was going to do. And then Jimmy had personal outside the ring issues. So everybody on RPW's tournament for the SoCal Heavyweight Championship is lucky because if Jimmy was in that, all those little guys that think they're big men, Jimmy would demolish that tournament like that. That's all I'm saying. And that isn't a fact, that's a spoiler. Isn't that how he says it?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
how he says it.
Okay, so I am watching the real Paul Heyman. Okay.
And I have a clarification. You didn't just fall off the apron when Mayhem hit you. You flew. Like,
I was trying to be like Seal said. I believe I could fly. I could only fly like 2 feet, and it was straight at a chair.
I mean, I'm not sure if you fly a lot, but you might be able to apply for some frequent flyer miles on that one. Just to,
I told my pilot on my private jet I should get mileage for what I just did. And he's like, what did you do? I'm like, I flew from the apron to the chair, head first. It doesn't work that way, Dodge. What? Never mind. So this podcast is actually an interview with Big Money Dodge. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, I'm glad you said that because you said you're not a promoter, but we have an interview tomorrow with an up and coming promoter.
Who's this guy? Who?
Tony, you want to handle that one?
Bill Chew?
Oh no! No, talking forehead. It's your podcast. By all means, you tell Mr. Big Money who the guest is tomorrow.
Somebody tell me. I ain't got time. I got money, but I ain't got time.
It's somebody named Steve out of Pullman, Washington.
Steve. I'll have to research him.
Kind of an eerily last name, though. I mean, I could have swore he has your last name too. There, Big Money.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Must be a nice guy.
I don't know. It might have to look into some copyright issues.
Well, I got the money to take his ass to court.
I don't know. From everything I hear about this Steve Dodge guy, though, his wife thinks he's an asshole. So.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
You know, that's funny. My wife thinks that.
There's a saying that say great minds think alike. Maybe that'll fit right into the.
But he's not as rich as I am, so we're good. And I have better hair too.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He could be the next up and coming promoter. Maybe you can sign him to Big Money Exchange.
If the money's right.
But I'll let you handle those negotiations. I heard he's a pretty nasty negotiator, so.
I heard too. I need to look him up. I need to know more about this Steve Dodge guy.
I don't know, but I mean, if he's anything like a promoter, man, when he gets his promotion up and running, he should book Ocean and Gino 1-on-1.
Yes.
Oh.
Teacher versus student 1-on-1.
That would make him the genius of promoters. Even bigger than Vince McMahon. Sorry, Vince. But bigger than Vince
Well,
McMahon.
and here, I think maybe his promotion should go out. I hear there's a $1 billion title up for grabs that somebody can just purchase.
Well, yeah, that's.
Wouldn't that be a caveat with anything? Because according to that title, you have to have collateral to wrestle for that title. Wouldn't
Well,
we? I mean, couldn't we make it? I mean, couldn't he make a match? Maybe Gino puts up all of his titles versus Ocean's butlership for the $1 billion title.
Ooh, I like that.
I'll have to talk to him. Make that match.
I mean, to me, that would be big money talent. But then again, Big Money Dodge isn't the promoter. He's just a manager.
The smartest and richest one, FYI.
Speaking of Gino, though, there's some congratulations in order for him as he is now
Who cares? All he says is, "I told you so."
That's all he says. He wins a match,
Yes,
he says, "Oh, I told you so." Okay, good. Tell me something else.
Oh, you mean the fact that he's a 17-time champion?
Yeah, only because Vince McMahon doesn't want Ric Flair's record to be tarnished. So they have to have some person in the Indies break it.
Yep. No, I respect that guy though. I respect.
But
him.
no, I mean, I have much respect for him too. But still, I mean, maybe
You know
when
what match I want to see though? Now that we're talking about Gino, how about Gino versus Limelight? Title versus title. Huh.
Ooh.
Gino?
But I hear those two generally hate each other, though.
That is
That's
true.
the purpose. That's the point. I want to
I
see
think it would
not
have to
only
be
a
like
show,
an
I want to see a
unsanctioned match.
UFC fight. Oh.
Otherwise, I don't know if the championship wrestling from Hollywood would sanction that if it wasn't an unsanctioned match.
All we gotta do is call Necro King.
Ah! Ah!
What's that word people call me? An asshole? I'm sorry.
Well, you did say your wife calls you that, so yeah, sounds about right.
On the daily basis. I could say I love her and she'll be like, "You're an asshole."
It's like your guys' love language.
Yeah, right?
It seems to be that way for every husband and wife, though, because mine does the same thing, I swear.
It's all like, "Honey, I love you. You're an asshole."
I can't say anything. The one person I was gonna get married to tried to barbecue me, so
She tried to roast you alive, man.
As long as she had marshmallows and s'more, we're good.
no marshmallows. I tend to look at it this way, though. She was just trying to put a little bit of fire back in the relationship.
And she would have got away with it, too, if it wasn't for your
flame.
neighbors.
She tried to re-spark that flame you guys had.
Mm-hmm. Although she took it a little too literally.
There's plenty of those women out there.
So let's talk about the latest drama with CM Punk and AEW.
What is going on with that?
Apparently, now the story is that CM Punk isn't going to be on Collision because CM Punk, and I don't care if I take heat for this or not, but CM Punk acted like a little baby. And
That's
just because
nice.
Tony Khan won't let his little babysitter, Ace Steel,
Oh yeah.
into the building, he's not gonna do Collision.
He's still signed with AEW though, huh?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes, he is. And Forehead, you've gotten soft since you became part of Big Money Exchange.
Are you okay there?
You would have
Stop.
said this. You would have said this. CM Punk's being a little bitch because Tony Khan isn't letting his bitch boy into the arena. But instead, no. You just went little boy. And then, come on.
So I'm gonna say
the old
something.
Forehead that
Can
we
I
used
say
to know?
something? That was a first, right?
Yes,
That
it was.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
where's the old Forehead? You've gotten soft, as Cass would say.
I am never soft, first of all.
They say if you touch your stomach, you squeal like the Pillsbury Doughboy. That's soft to me.
That is true. I can't do that, but I consider that a talent.
That's soft.
That is soft.
So
And
now
you
they're
can't
thinking
teach that.
now they're thinking instead of having Collision in Chicago, because that whole thing was supposed to be for CM Punk, they're thinking about going to their safe haven, which is Daly's place.
Of course.
Well, yeah, that's where they started, technically.
But my question is this:
Oh God, you
when
have a
is the
question.
little fanboy, who I'm a fan of, don't get me wrong, but he is a fanboy, gonna get out of this love relationship that he has with CM Punk, speaking of Tony Khan, and
Once
realize
he's off the
that
meth. Once he's off the meth.
and realize, like Triple H would say, that CM Punk is not best for business.
He's a great wrestler, but yeah, he's poison. I think. I like. Sorry, CM Punk. I was a fan, but he's
But let's look at it this way. His wife has a better reputation right now in wrestling with the commentary and stuff that she's doing for WoW than he has in wrestling right now.
Why isn't he wrestling for a while then?
I don't know. He's got the tampon for the prerequisites.
There's our old Forehead. There's our old
go.
Forehead.
I was hoping you'd bring it out. Oh man, yeah. So here's my question: do you think Jacob Fatu would sign with WWE?
Yes,
somebody told me something, and I kind of don't want to spill the beans, but yeah. You think he would?
Yeah.
If he was smart, he'd go with AEW and make his own name.
Yeah, that's true. I see him there more. I see Jacob Fatu there more.
I think he'd be better in AEW making his own legacy. He hasn't needed the Usos. He hasn't needed his cousin Roman.
True.
He hasn't needed his cousin the Usos.
Yep. He's a great wrestler. I've seen him at Inoki Dojo show, and he killed it like no other.
Well, that is one thing I'll always be jealous of you for, Mr. Big Money. You've gotten to watch Jacob Fatu live. I have not.
Have you seen Carlito versus God, what is his name? What's his name? Carlito versus Alberto Del Rio.
No.
Inoki Dojo had a show. Alberto Del Rio versus Carlito.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. I'm like, how come Vince didn't book it, but La Burrito did? Like, an indie show booked two former WWE superstars to face each other. Hello, big money match right there.
But see, Al Patron, which is what he's going by now,
Oh,
Alberto Al
okay.
Patron, uh, is another guy that can't seem to get out of his own way. You know
No,
what I mean? It's like
yeah.
he'll take 2 steps forward to get back into like whatever limelight he had, you know,
Yeah. Great
and then he'll
wrestler,
jump
though.
back like 10 more steps.
Great wrestler, though.
He
There
is.
was only one character that I didn't understand. When they teamed him up with Zeb Coulter,
That threw me off.
I never understood that pairing.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Forehead, I want to get your opinion on a double or nothing match coming up
Ooh.
in
All right.
AEW. I want to get your opinion on the Anarchy in the Arena match.
Ooh.
The Elite versus the BBC
I think you mean the BCC.
or the BCC, yes.
I think that match has the capability of being match of the year.
Let's see if Tony Khan allows it. I really hope that match is going to be epic. I really, really hope so. I hope there's blood, because if there's no blood on Moxley, it wasn't a match. It was
Well,
trained.
it's AEW and it's John Moxley. There'll be blood in the first 5 minutes.
I see it. 5 minutes, yeah. Moxley will be busted open first, probably.
But
He loves
I mean,
to take
if
the
you
blood.
look at the talent in that match, you know, just as a whole, like that's like one of those like fantasy booking things that you do like online with your buddies, and you're like,
It's true. Yeah.
and let's give a little bit of kudos to Adam Page for playing that story so well with the eye patch and stuff to sell the whole.
Perfect. Made sense.
It did. But dare you have enough Quevos to predict a winner? And remember, we are live.
Yeah. Hello, live button up there.
That's a hard one. I think it's gonna be the BBC. Now you got me doing it. The BCC.
See, you guys are thinking of Dante. Yes.
Yes, we are thinking of Dante.
I love you guys. You guys are great. You know,
That-
big money talent.
I think it's gonna be the BCC with Don Callis' help, along with
Oh,
Takechka.
you really? Okay. Yeah, I'd say BCC.
And the reason I say Takechka is the one interaction that he had after Callis attacked Kenny Omega. He was a little too animated going against it. You know what I mean? Where it was like, oh no, this can't happen. So it's a perfect setup for him to be like, psych.
So pull a Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thought. I agree with you guys. It's going to be.
Oh my God, he agrees.
It's
That's
going
a
to
first.
be. It is that we all agree on this, but my twist to this is it's not Don Callis and it's not Tatechna.
William
It is
Regal.
going to be a returning CM Punk.
You really think that?
And he takes out the Bucks and Kenny Omega for beating up his for the backstage incident.
I I would see that, but they refused to work with Punk. That's why Punk was going to Collision.
That's why it's a spoiler.
True. I think William Regal is coming back, but I could be wrong. I think he has too much health issues.
Well, right now, William Regal, I think, is happy in WWE, and he's just waiting out that non-compete thing that he agreed to with Tony
So
Khan
he's
so he can
living the
manage
life.
his son.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But and that's why I say the CM Punk thing, because yeah, they refuse to work with him. Who better to screw over the elite than CM Punk?
That does make sense, but realistically, the Young Bucks did say they do not want to work with him. But I don't know. It kind of makes sense to me.
It does. The
More that I'm thinking about it and watching the Lakers win right now, I kind of see it.
what, the CM Punk thing or the Lakers
Yeah,
thing?
no, the CM Punk thing. No, not the Lakers. I could care less about the Lakers. sorry, LeBron. Don't beat me up like you did over here on your game over here.
So
Bully.
if we're going with that theory, which again, the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of leaning that way.
Oh,
Would
sure.
you do-
Now you agree with me. I see how you are, forehead.
Would you do a thing where like he ran in from like the crowd, kind of like
Yeah,
a reverse of like the Money in the
spontaneously
Bank where he
jump
left?
over. I see it. I don't see him running down the aisle.
I see him hidden somewhere in the arena where nobody knows he's there.
Like
Yeah,
he's wearing like a sweatshirt or something, and like he just comes in and attacks, and then runs, and then waits till he's in the crowd, and then reveals himself as
that
like
could
he's
happen.
running away.
I think he's gonna be a cameraman or something.
That would be kind of cool.
He's gonna be somewhere. He's gonna be somewhere near ringside.
Dude, now I want to watch it. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait.
Well, you don't have to wait much longer. I think it's next weekend or
It's
Yeah,
2
Saturday.
weeks.
this weekend. Yeah, this
Saturday.
weekend. Yeah.
Or no?
Here's my question for
That's
you
right.
two. Here's my question to you. The four-way match, Darby.
The pillars match.
Yeah.
The 4 pillars. Okay, yeah.
Who do you think is gonna win, and how do you think he's gonna win?
See, I'm torn
See,
on
I'm
this.
asking
Torn
the
on that
question.
one.
I'm torn on this one. I mean, I've got my answer, and I've got my gut and I've got my heart answer.
You mean your gut or your heart? Which one?
The realistic me says there ain't no way in hell MJF is losing that title. The fan in me has to root for Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
But the realist in me,
you got a lot of views.
MJF, Dynamite Diamond Ring, pins Jungle Boy.
Yeah. Even the wife's giving me that look like,
Nathan?
I have to agree with the fact that my heart wants to say Jungle Boy just because he's the one that like hasn't held the singles title, not just the world title, but he hasn't held the singles title in AEW.
True. My gut
But
says Darby.
I'm gonna say MJF with the Dynamite Diamond Ring because I think that's the only way he's gonna win a Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna pin Darby.
I think. Well, no, I don't think Sammy. My gut says Darby's gonna win it, and he's gonna pin either Jungle Boy or Sammy. Definitely not MJF. I mean, either way, I mean, just those four alone are just anything's possible with those four.
Well, and
Anything, to me.
I'm thinking about what you said with Darby. It would be interesting if Darby won it, and then like Darby says now he's overtaken, like he doesn't need Sting anymore. Because now he's the heavyweight champion. So
Yep,
then they set up a feud between Sting and Darby Allin, or a match where like it's the title versus like Sting's career, because Sting has said he doesn't want to wrestle much longer.
I agree. And I think it would be awesome to see Darby versus Sting on Sting's last match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Teacher versus student. So
And just one time they bring Sign Guy to the AEW so he can call that match, or so he can
Yes, he can
ref
that match.
Yep, that would be epic.
Because he was actually Darby Allin's very first referee.
To me, the best place to do that, because of Sting's history, would be Atlanta.
Yeah. Call it his last match right there. Yeah, I see it. I just hope it's against his student, Darby. I really hope that happens.
Or you could do that match in Baltimore and go full circle, since Baltimore was where Sting won his first heavyweight title.
Oh,
yeah. At the Great American Bash when he beat Flair.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that match. Dude. So here's another
with Jamie
question.
Hayter being hurt, I agree with Tony that I think Tony Storm is going to be awarded the championship. Do you think they have somebody face her that night? And if so, who?
Oh, good question.
DMD.
Yeah. Yeah. That's who. Yeah, I see that. I see. Yeah. That would be
I kind of have
match,
a wild.
actually.
I can see that, but I have a wild card in mind.
Oh God, who? Don't say Panda.
That would be awesome, but no.
I throw that in for you, Tony.
I'm thinking Willow Nightingale.
She has been getting up there, and she just won her first title.
And I'll tell you why. One, because like you just said, she just won her first title. And two, with their Forbidden Door pay-per-view coming up, which is the crossover between New Japan and AEW, it would be beneficial for them to showcase like that women's championship.
That would be, actually, now that you brought that up, that would be. But I personally don't see Willow. But DMD versus Tony, and maybe Willow coming out, issuing a challenge to whoever won.
Ooh, even I like that, because you could do that match for title at Forbidden Door.
Exactly. So why not? Okay, you two girls, you two women finished. Let's go. That's what I see right now. That's what I'm seeing.
Tony Storm showed up at that Resurgent show also, where Willow Nightingale won the championship.
Yeah.
Although she helped out her boyfriend win his match.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys know who her boyfriend is, don't you?
Who?
Tony, do you know?
No.
Juice Robinson.
Really?
Really?
Juice! Juicy! Huh. Didn't know that.
She helped Juice Robinson beat Fred Rosser, aka Darren Young from the WWE.
Where is he, anyways? Darren
He's
Young.
in Japan.
Oh, he's really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Haven't seen him for a good minute.
He's
Long
going
time.
by his real name, which is Fred Rosser.
Oh, okay. If that works for him.
Better name Darren Young. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fred
That
Rosser
throws
just didn't do it.
Throws me off. But
And
yeah.
Tony, you'll never guess who refereed that match.
Does he
Sign
know how
guy?
to count to 3?
No, but a former guest of ours that was the referee,
Who's that?
Chad Rico.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Wow. As long as he knew how to count to 3 for the right guy, the heel guy, he's my friend.
So
And he said on a Facebook post, and I quote, and this is the guy that's refereed for GCW. But he said, and I quote, their street fight at Resurgence was the bloodiest and most violent match he's ever seen.
Oh, wow.
yeah, so just to make this happy with Mr. Big Money, just for the big money portion of this all, Friday I've dubbed 2 Count Friday.
Oh, God.
Why am I calling it 2 Count Friday? Because
Can I answer that?
Because you get back-to-back referees.
I'm not feeling good now.
Would you like to announce those referees?
Oh, God. Who are they?
One of them is about to complete 15,000 matches refereed. And
He
that
knew how to
is
count to 3 each match?
a well-known friend to Mr. Forehead, T-Rex.
Yes.
And then
Do
the
I have
other
to
one,
be nice to him?
No.
God.
he knows you're coming in character.
Oh, good. He better know.
And then
Because
the
I
other
don't
one,
play nice with refs. I'm just saying.
and then the other one is Reggie Cassidy.
Cassidy?
Cassidy.
No, I like the word Cassidy.
Mm. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that may or may not be our 50th episode. Again, I'm not going to tell you until the day of. So there.
Tune in. If you don't tune in, we will block you.
But I do promise you it's this week someday. I'm just not going to tell you if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm just going to say it's someday.
Okay, as fast as you said that, I had a flashback to Excalibur talking about Rampage.
Right? Oh, gosh.
But we just wanted to come on for a little bit just to put some show out because we do have to have an episode in order to make it our 50th episode. So this was a show that we needed to put on for our soon-to-be 50th episode. Again, I'm not going to tell you which day it is, but we needed to put
It
this
could be
out.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
But
I did it.
You did.
But until then, we'll see you tomorrow night with our guest, Steve Dodge.
I really want to know this guy.
Wednesday night, we have Mr. JD, full of moonshine.
He better give me one. I'm still
Now,
waiting
just
for my
clarification:
frosty.
is that JB or JD? Because there is a JD moonshine and a JB moonshine.
I'm not 100% sure which one it was. I had JD at first, and then I moved it to JB. So I'm not sure which one it is. We'll just have to find out on Wednesday.
That's too
Is
long.
he gonna bring us all moonshine? Because I can handle some of that.
He
don't
still
know.
owes me a Frosty.
That is your job, Mr. Host, to find out if he's going to bring everybody on the podcast moonshine or not. And then join us Thursday for a episode with the NWA U.S. Tag Team Champions of the World, the Country Gentlemen.
Oh.
Yes, the Country
Thanks
Gentlemen.
to Big Money Dodge. I'm just throwing
Who got robbed in the seatings for the Crockett Cup, by the way.
Well, you can bring that up to them on Thursday when we talk to them.
I will go muted on that part. I'll behave that day because I respect the gentlemen.
But
because
before we go, I do want to bring up one thing about the Crockett Cup.
Of course you do.
They have a very interesting team
Boring.
managed by Father James Mitchell.
Boring.
And that's Jedias and Max the Impaler.
Why would you do that?
Judias?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh. Okay, but with that being said, Big Money Dodge went to the auction and saved us a bunch of money, so we still have an endless supply of flea dip for the host.
You're welcome.
So, Mr. Host, it's time to hit that little call out of yours. Have those little cute nurses come in and give you your flea bath.
And you better let me able to see these cute nurses.
Oh, there are some, believe me.
But without further ado, Mr. Noss, I'm ashamed of you. You keep canceling your appointments. And pretty soon, the appointment's going to catch up with you. And when they do, ladies and gentlemen, help me control the pet population. Please have your host spayed or neutered. Good night.
Good night.
Night.